Ladies and gentlemen, folks with dreams so big they make Bigfoot look like a little league player, welcome to the grand tour of the Business Bible, built to last. I'm here to serve you the tastiest morsels of wisdom this side of Wall Street, cooked medium rare and seasoned to perfection. Buckle up, because we've got a top 10 insight feast that's going to light your entrepreneurial engines like a rocket on the 4th of July. Now, if you haven't heard of Built to Last, sit down and let me hit you with knowledge so potent you'll feel like you've been hit with a pie of wisdom. Except this pie helps you get rich instead of just messing up your suit. Penned by the dynamic duo Jim Collins and Jerry Porras, this tome is the result of some serious homework. We're talking over 6 years of research, folks. And they weren't binge watching cat videos. They dug deep into what makes exceptional companies tick for the long haul. Insight number one, and listen good, because this one lays the golden egg. The best of the best are driven by what the authors call core ideologies. These aren't just fancy mottos they slap on coffee mugs and t-shirts. Heck no. These are the granite foundations, the undying principles that the company stands on through hurricanes and sunny days alike. If your core beliefs waver like a skyscraper in a cartoon, you're building on quicksand, my friend, destined to sink. So, plant your flag in something perennial. Because as we learn from the immortal companies, values are the bedrock, baby. Moving on to insight number two, it's not just any race, but a marathon. And I'm not talking about jogging in your sweatpants, people. These companies didn't become titans overnight. It's the slow cook that brings out the flavor, not the microwave. So if you're in it for the long game, let me save you the suspense. It's going to take a good chunk of patience, perseverance, and a bit of elbow grease. But stick with it, because it's the persistent turtle that wins this race, not the fast-burning hare with an attitude. On to the third course of this sumptuous wisdom feast, the concept of PAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. These are the goals so audacious they'd make an onion cry. These companies set their sights on the stars, and they don't just aim, they launch themselves out of the cannon with a clear vision. So strap on your helmet, because if you're not pushing the envelope, you might as well be licking it shut on a postcard that says, "Wish I was there." The fourth insightful nugget is about the cannon itself. You gotta preserve the core while you stimulate progress. That's right. This isn't just changing for the sake of change, like swapping out your auntie's meatloaf recipe for tofu to be hip. You keep the soul, but jazz up the wardrobe. Companies that last don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. They keep the essence while evolving around it. People, it's the dance between tradition and innovation. It's putting LED lights on the disco ball. Keep spinning, but with more bling. Insight number five, coming at you like a frisbee at a beach party. The genius of the and. Folks, life's full of people who think you can't have your cake and eat it too. But the greats don't subscribe to that scarcity cable package. You can have stability and change, profits and purpose, freedom and responsibility. It's not about balancing like a clumsy waiter. It's about mixing the perfect cocktail where the ingredients complement each other, not water each other down. Let's shuffle on to six. Cultivate ye a cult-like culture. Now, don't start thinking robes and weird chants. We're talking about an infectious, passionate vibe that's stickier than a seat in a movie theater in July. The culture in these stellar companies is so palpable it becomes the company's very DNA. It's the immune system that fights off mediocrity, apathy, and the common cold of complacency. Your company's culture should hit like that secret family recipe. Always memorable, and everyone wants a taste. Lucky number seven, which is more magical than finding a parking spot right in front of the grocery store. Homegrown management. That's right. The enduring companies tend to breed their own stallions instead of gambling on wild mustangs. They don't just pluck leaders from the job market tree and hope for the best. They nurture them from the inside, where the soil's rich with the company's values. You could say they treat leadership like a fine wine, aged in-house, and boy does it pair well with success. Insight 8, and this one's quieter than a church mouse with slippers on, folks. Try a lot of stuff and keep what works. Businesses that last keep a drawer full of ideas, and they're not afraid to rummage through it. Sure, not every idea is a golden ticket, but they toss the duds and keep the studs. It's like speed dating. You meet a lot of maybe nots before you find that one gem. And once they do, they hold on tighter than your uncle at a Thanksgiving football game. Insight 9. Think like a visionary, work like an accountant. Now, don't let the spreadsheets scare you. There's a splash of romance in those numbers. These companies aren't just dreamers with heads in the clouds. They've got boots on the ground and an eye for detail. Progress is monitored, plans are dissected, and everything is held accountable, from pencils to people. Fantasy is premium fuel, sure, but accountability, that's your disciplined chauffeur keeping it real. Last but not least, Insight 10. Let's talk about clocks and time. The best companies out there understand the difference between time telling and clock building. To tell time is one thing, but to build a clock that stands the test of time, now that's a legacy. You're creating systems, structures, and strategies that go on ticking long after you've left the building. So build that clock and make sure it's got pizzazz, because it's got to keep ticking reliably through the pouring rain and the burning sun. And there you are, the top 10 hot takes from Built to Last. These insights aren't just fancy steps in a ballroom, they're a full-blown boogie-down business avenue. They're about creating empires with staying power, roaring fires with consistent heat, and a little dash of secret sauce. Now put on your business overalls and start building with these bricks of knowledge. And remember, the mortar is just as important. Happy constructing, corporate architects. May your companies be like classic rock and roll, timeless and always turning up on the playlist of success. Keep on rocking in the business world.